Hindi po ba kayo na nababahala na baka po mag-reflect sa susunod na eleksyon ng pagiging prosecutor ninyo ng impeachment trial o impeachment court?
Hindi po kami natatakot sa susunod na eleksyon dahil naniniwala po kami na makikita ng taong bayan ang ebidensya.
32 million voted for the vice president. Are you scared of a pushback from the 32 million?
Alam mo kasi what you should remember, this is a constitutional duty. By duty, this is not our choice. This is obligatory on our part to push for this proceeding. No? This is not a question of gusto ba namin o ayaw namin. No. This is a duty and therefore we have no choice but to push forward.
We have been, I don't think there's doubt dun sa evidence given the four impeachment hearings, at least initially. Parang wala namang masyadong rebuttal on the quality of the evidence. But the question is, are you not worried that you will not be allowed to present evidence ultimately? Because I understand for every evidence that you want to present, you would need the approval of the Senate Impeachment Court for that. I'm just recalling our experience during the Corona impeachment trial. Are you not concerned that, like Kong Shell knows this, the second envelope happened during the Corona trial, evidence for the PAL case, PAL FASAP case, was not allowed by the Senate Impeachment Court to be presented. So do you have similar worries now that ultimately your evidence will not be allowed by the court to be, will not be allowed to be presented?
Well, that is the purpose of the pre-trial. We are supposed to submit the list of witnesses as well as the list of evidence which will be presented during the trial, presentation of the prosecution's evidence. Although I understand that if the evidence is not yet available during the pre-trial, so long as we can justify the same, it may be presented still before the impeachment court, but that will be subject to the approval, of course, of the impeachment court. Kong Noy?
Hindi kami nag-aalala na haharangin ang ebidensya naming ilalabas sa impeachment trial. Kung haharangin ang ebidensya namin, remember that we are not the ones in trial. Huhusgahan din ng bayan ang ating mga senator judges. And while we will give them utmost respect, siguradong ang pagtingin ng taong bayan sa isang impeachment court na hindi papayag na ilabas ang ebidensya ay makapagbabago ng damdamin ng mga Pilipino. Lalo na sa team ng depensa, kung hindi na kayo nagpakita, kung hindi na kayo sumipot, haharangin nyo pa din ang ebidensya. Hindi talagang maganda ito para sa isang ini-impeach na mataas na opisyal. So we're not worried. We're prepared to present our evidence. No matter what they will do, sila na ang maghusga sa amin. Igagalang namin ang ating impeachment court.
Madam Chair, may I add? Klarong-klaro naman po the decision on admissibility of evidence are made by the Senate as an impeachment court. But the discretion to present evidence kung ano pa yung ihahain namin na ebidensya ay nasa kamay ng prosecution. And the court cannot interfere with that discretion. Kaya sa simula pa lang kung gusto po namin na magtawag ng witness o kaya magpresenta ng mga dokumento, ay nasa sa prosecution po yon. Now later on, how the Senate will evaluate that evidence or whether they will admit it, will be subject of course to arguments and on both sides and then a decision by the court. Wala namang pinagkaiba yan sa regular na korte.
Dagdag ko lang, sana maintindihan din ng mga kababayan natin na hindi pwedeng harangin ng teknikalidad ang procedure sa isang impeachment court. Huwag po kayong maniniwala na may mga technicalities kasi ang isang impeachment trial at isang impeachment process, sinadya ng mga sumulat ng ating konstitusyon na dapat maging maluwag ang pag-interpret ng rules of procedure para mailabas lahat ng ebidensya at matimbang ito ng husto ng ating mga senator judges at ang sarili nilang konsyensya ang maghuhusga. Wala pong dapat mabigat na ebidensya na kailangan ng proof beyond reasonable doubt, but the quantum of evidence required to convict is simply the personal assessment of each senator judge whether a high public official should be removed or may stay in public office.
Madam Chair, if I may add. Thank you. Well, with all due respect sa ating mga kagalang-galang na senador, baka hindi lang kasi masyadong naunawaan ng ibang kababayan natin. Kasi nung kumaalala, kung titignan po natin yung pagpepresenta ng ebidensya, ang pagpepresenta po ng ebidensya, hindi po lahat ng ebidensya na ipipresente ninyo ay tatanggapin talaga. Kailangan unang-una yung purpose mo, patunayan mo, yung relevancy at saka yung materiality ng ebidensya. So pagka hindi tumutog, walang relevance yung ebidensya na ipepresenta mo doon sa issue, hindi po talaga yun tatanggapin ng korte. Kaya ako po naniniwala, ganito din na magiging sukatan o parameters ng ating kagalang-galang ng mga senador at hindi rin naman namin kinu-question na nung nakaraan, lalong-lalo na po, ang nag-preside po dito ay ang kagalang-galang na Senator Juan Ponce Enrile na isang mahusay po na abogado.
Thank you, kagalang-galang na Joel Chua. Thank you.
I asked the question because of what happened last Congress na very clear po yung political alliance ng ibang senator judges. That's why I ask if there are concerns na baka ultimately hindi po kayo payagan. What happens then? What is the recourse? Do you conduct a press conference? How do you... because as Congressman Jokno said, discretion po kasi ng prosecution which evidence to present.
Siguro, we don't want to respond to hypotheticals at this point. Di ba? Kasi, ang totoo naman po, we will have to fight for each and every piece of evidence when we reach that point. No? So, pero, again, like what had been stated, we have absolute faith in our senator judges that they will look at each and every piece of evidence, each witness, based on how they appreciate po the case itself. No? So, yun po yung panghahawakan namin going to trial. So, whatever they decide on each piece of evidence, syempre, we will have to respect how they will look at it and decide ultimately.
If I may add, I think it would be, speaking, as a prosecutor also of the 19th Congress, it would be unfair to say that it was purely political. The considerations for however which way that the senator judges previously acted. And we just want to restate po siguro na coming into the 20th that we respect the impeachment court and we are fully confident in their own respective fiduciary duty to their being just senator judges, and that they will really carry it out with proper discernment. So yes, there might be political color that you may play in the outside, but we trust fully that when they take on their roles as senator judges, they will perform their duties properly.
Also, if you will note in the rules itself of the Senate on impeachment trial, they are actually expected to exhibit political neutrality. So they have to fulfill their duty without unfair discrimination and without regard to political color or affiliation. That is there in the Senate rules itself, political neutrality.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Linesca. Let's go to Jongman Lapas of DZRJ.
Kay Representative Lala de Lima po, alam po ng lahat yung pinagdaanan ninyo under Duterte administration. Bilang isa sa mga first prosecutor po, masasabi po ba na payback na ninyo ito sa mga Duterte?
Hindi po. I've been doing my job as a member of this House fairly and without any ill will against anyone. Hindi ko po style yan. Hindi po ako yung nag-exhibit ng vendetta. Para sa akin lang po, nakatingin lang po ako lagi sa prinsipyo ng katotohanan at pananagutan. Truth, also justice and accountability.
Salamat po, ma'am. Kay Congressman Torres po, pasensya na po ha. Sir, tiwala po ba kayo na madidiin ninyo ang si BP Sara sa base sa mga ebidensya ng ilalatag ng prosecutor?
If you base it on what was presented by sa Committee on Justice, yes, I think so. Because wala namang ebidensya to the contrary ang binigay. Diba? That's what we were waiting for. That's what we were hoping for that she would do. Pero wala eh. That's why it would be very difficult not to say that we have enough to proceed with our case.
No, pwede po ba kayo magbigay ng kahit na isa sa mga possibly na madidiin ninyo si BP Sara based doon sa ebidensya?
Well, if you look at all the articles po, lahat po ng ebidensya na nag-gather namin is favorable to the articles of impeachment. Kasi nga, as I said, binigyan siya ng opportunity to present her evidence but she did not appear. So yun ang problema po doon.
Excited na po ba kayo sakaling magkita kayo ni BP Sara na naman? Matanong niyo siya?
I guess none of us are like excited just to see her, but we're all willing to perform our constitutional duties. Yan lang po.
Last po para po sa lahat. Hindi po ba kayo na nababahala na baka po mag-reflect sa susunod na eleksyon ng pagiging prosecutor ninyo ng impeachment trial o impeachment court?
Hindi po kami nababahala. We are fulfilling our constitutional duty as House prosecutors, as congressmen, as representatives of our constituents. And lahat po kami ay nandito para lang ipakita ang ebidensya laban sa Vice Presidente na nakita naming may pagkakasala. Kaya nga po, naglabas po tayo ng articles of impeachment. Hindi po kami natatakot sa susunod na eleksyon dahil naniniwala po kami na makikita ng taong bayan ang ebidensya, and we believe that the senators themselves will see the evidence, and it is now incumbent upon the senators to fulfill their constitutional duties as well.
Thank you, Jong. Earl Tobias from IBC 13. Please proceed with your questions.
Ayun. Good afternoon po, Honorable Prosecution Panel. First off po, to Prosec Lordan Suwan. Sir, Prosec, you're one of the new faces of the prosecution panel. Paano po kayo nag-prepare? Paano nyo po pinaghandaan yung decision ninyo? Given yung mas tanong na rin ng aking co-reporters, the political climate and atmosphere of this topic has been highly tensioned. But you are from Mindanao and you decided to be a prosecutor. How did you prepare for this decision, sir?
Yes, I am a Mindanaoan from Cagayan de Oro, and my being a Mindanaoan is precisely the reason why I take this duty very seriously. Because we're not just talking about other people's money, we're also talking about the taxpayers that Mindanaoans are paying. And I believe that no region, whether it is Luzon, Visayas, or Mindanao, no family, no official should be elevated above the Constitution or even above the investigations of the COA. And we are not here to go against or to move against or for any person. We are here for the process. And if nothing wrong was done, then the process itself will show it. And I think that's what we owe to every Filipino, including Mindanaoans.
Follow up po. Thank you. As Prosec Lawrence Defensor said, malaking kalaban ninyo yung fake news. Sa social media ngayon, ang pinaiikot na naratibo ng ilang mga trolls ay parang pulo-pulo yung nagiging laban na parang Mindanaoan does take a stand behind BP Sara Duterte, and as if yung laban is not about accountability but versusan ng mga pulo. As a Mindanaoan, sir, would you like to debunk that na yung narrative na pinaiikot na paggaling sa Mindanao, automatic anti-impeachment?
Kaya nga yung pinakamalaking kalaban natin dito sa buong impeachment process ay yung fake news talaga. Because we are talking about accountability here, and accountability does not respect regional bias. So dapat yung totoo ang manaig, and hopefully everyone can come together and decide whether what we are sharing is really news or fake news. Yung pinakauna dyan, check natin yung source ng sinishare natin, kung troll account ba yan, or kung totoong media outlet. So I think we should go back to the concern of the prosecutors that one of our biggest enemies here is fake news.
Thank you, Prosec. For Prosec's defensor, Dilima, Luisio, and Joke na po, I just to collate a heavy legal and a firm stand. Last Senate, they deemed it enough, even they were already convened, to return the articles of impeachment to the House of Representatives. One being the reason is yung petisyon sa Korte Suprema. Ngayong taon po, clearly, nag-convene na ang Senate Impeachment Court, kasado na ang prosecution panel, pero it's also not a secret that the Vice President is still running and seeking forum from the Supreme Court. Pero sinasabi rin po nila na handa silang irespeto ang jurisdiction ng Senado at humarap sa trial. Is this a legally conflicting stand? And dapat po ba sa pre-trial pa lang, kumpirmahin na ng kampo ni VP Sara Duterte kung haharap ba sila sa proseso, irerespeto ang jurisdiction ng Senado, o magpapasaklolo sa Korte Suprema? Thank you po.
Of course, it is the prerogative of the defense team to elevate any issue which they believe consists of constitutional question to the Supreme Court. Nevertheless, even if there are pending petitions in the Supreme Court, this should not hamper or delay the impeachment trial, especially considering that there is no temporary restraining order or injunction issued by the Supreme Court for that matter. That is why earlier I said we commend the impeachment court. We are very much positive that they convened pursuant to the mandate of the Constitution, that is forthwith. Nonetheless, we are trying to solicit the support of our beloved countrymen that what is being mandated to be forthwith is not only the convening. What is being mandated to be forthwith is the trial. And by trial, it means presentation of evidence, presentation of witness, and which will lead to the decision of the impeachment court of either acquittal or conviction. So of course, we understand what happened last time back in the 19th Congress, but we are very much positive. We're hopeful this time that we will immediately proceed to pre-trial as announced already by the impeachment court yesterday, as well as trial, no? So we are looking forward for dates as to when the pre-trial and the trial will be held, as soon as all the responsive pleading, such as the answer from the respondent and the reply from the prosecution, are submitted to the impeachment court. We are adhering to the mandate of the Constitution, which says trial forthwith.
On my end, excited na po akong bumalik sa court. Namimiss ko na yung paglilitis ng kaso. At wala kaming nakikitang sagabal sa trial. The Senate as an impeachment court has already set the pre-trial and the trial of the case, and we will respond accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you po. Last from my end, to Prosec Lawrence Defensor, sir, hi. Kahit po napurnada ng isang buong taon yung impeachment case laban kay VP Sara Duterte, you remained with your stand na yung grave threats pa lang ay enough na for conviction. Pero sir, playing devil's advocate lang, maraming nagpapaugong ng naratibo na hindi naman daw na-consummate yung banta dahil lang ang pagkakalagay daw ng premise, dapat may mangyari munang masama sa vice-presidente bago niya gawin. Pero sir, isn't that a moral disregard and also a legal disregard of the threat that already happened? At paano nyo po titindigan na dito pa lang ay dapat guilty na si VP Sara Duterte, sir?
Abangan nyo na lang sa trial kung paano namin ipipresenta para makumbinsi kita.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Earl. We will now call Gab Lalu from Philippine Daily Inquirer.
Hello po. Yung tanong ko premised on the fact na si VP Sara Duterte noon sabi niya gusto niya ng hearing sa Congress para ma-defend niya na hindi siya pumunta. And then sabi niya before na gusto niya rin ng bloodbath sa Senate pero hindi pa natin nakikita yon kung pupunta siya. Possible po bang mag-proceed yung trial without the Vice President attending or her legal team participating in the trial?
And under the Senate rules, even if the Vice President would opt not to attend, kahit hindi siya mag-attend or kahit hindi siya mag-file ng answer o kahit walang defense team nagdumating, trial will still continue. Those instances will only be considered as an entry of a plea of not guilty. So ulitin natin, kahit hindi dumating ang Vice Presidente, kahit hindi siya mag-file ng answer, kahit hindi dumating yung defense lawyers nila, tutuloy pa rin ang trial. Ang magiging effect lang nitong instances na to, it will be considered as an entry of a plea of not guilty.
So yung mga judges po ang mag-enter parang po sa court proceedings, sila po ang mag-enter ng plea for the Vice President. Ganun po ba yan?
It is deemed an entry of not guilty, but the rule does not say that the senator judges will be the one to make that entry.
Ma'am, on that point, kung magtutuloy yung trial, kasi if I remember correctly, nung proceedings po natin sa House Committee on Justice, parang si Congressman Chua yung nagsabi na, kaya naman nag-rule yung committee na may probable cause dahil wala naman presentang ebidensya yung defense to counter the evidence presented sa mga complaints. Should it happen na hindi mag-present hindi pumunta si VP Sara and her counsel, does this mean that the senator judges would have no basis to acquit her? Dahil hindi naman po nagpresenta ng ebidensya.
Well, it still depends on the appreciation and judgment of the senator judges, no? But of course, it is very hard to conceive how you will consider the defense of the respondent vice president if not a single evidence is being presented, no? Tama ka dun sa pangyayari sa Justice Committee, the threshold is very low. Probable cause lang, which is reasonable justification to be able to proceed to trial. Wala ni isang ebidensya ang naipresenta ng Vice President. As a matter of fact, she and her lawyers did not appear. So, all the evidence of the complainants appear as unrebutted, unquestioned, uncontroverted. And considering that the threshold is only probable cause, of course, it is reasonable to anticipate that there will be a finding of probable cause. Now, with regards to the trial, if they will not be appearing, it will depend really on the appreciation and judgment of the senator judges if the evidence of the prosecution, considering the absence of the evidence of the defense, will be enough for them to render a judgment of conviction.
Pero is it safe to say that VP Sara would put herself at a disadvantage if she would not attend? Kasi ito na yung last chance niya to dispute or refute the evidence.
I believe that it will be disadvantageous for her if she will not be presenting her evidence because there's already evidence presented by the complainant and the same evidence will be presented before the impeachment court. If this evidence will continue to be unrebutted, uncontroverted, there is a possibility that the senator judges will be appreciating the evidence in favor of conviction. But of course, as I have said earlier, it will depend entirely on the appreciation and judgment of the senator judges.
So, ma'am, sorry, last question on my end. Is it possible, ibig sabihin po ba possible na ma-acquit pa rin si VP Sara despite the defense panel not presenting any evidence kasi it is up to the senator judges?
As far as we are concerned, the evidence of the prosecution is strong. Pero kung dadating yung sitwasyon na ebidensya lang ng prosecution ang malalatag at walang ebidensyang mailalatag ang defense, perhaps for the reason that they will not appear, that will be an exclusive judgment of the senator judges. But of course, the sovereign Filipino people will be watching. If there is no evidence from the defense, and only the evidence of the prosecution are presented, yes, it is an exclusive judgment of the senator judges, but let us all be reminded that the sovereign Filipino people will be watching.
Thank you. Thank you, Gab. Red Mendoza from Manila Times.
Ma'am, I have 3 questions po, ma'am. Ma'am, I talked to two people, one from Mindanao and one from Luzon. And they said na they hated the impeachment process of the Vice President. Ayaw nila na, hindi nila boses yung nangyari sa impeachment trial. Some of the Filipinos that voted for you don't agree with what's happening with the impeachment trial. What's your thought po na hindi lahat ng mga bumoto sa inyo or lahat ng constituents ninyo ay pabor sa impeachment trial? And again, 32 million voted for the Vice President. Are you scared of a pushback from the 32 million who supported the Vice President? Notwithstanding na yung mga sinasabi ng ng voting doon sa House ay maraming Mindanaoan daw ang bumoto, which is equivalent daw doon sa population ng bumoto sa kanila. But that is not the case. Kasi some of the people I've talked to, they said hindi nila gusto yung nangyayari ngayon sa impeachment.
Alam mo kasi what you should remember, this is a constitutional duty. By duty, this is not our choice. This is obligatory on our part to push for this proceeding, no? This is not a question of gusto ba namin o ayaw namin. No. This is a duty and therefore we have no choice but to push forward.
If I may add,
Una ka, ma'am.
thank you. This duty is bigger than all of us. This duty is enshrined and mandated by no less than the Constitution and actually imposed by the Filipino people. So this is bigger than any one of us, and this is bigger and far more primordial than any personal or political concerns.
Kung may taga Iloilo na hindi pabor sa impeachment at hindi pabor na naging prosecutor ako sa impeachment na ito, paglilingkuran ko pa rin sila habang congressman nila ako. Magkasundo man kami o hindi sa impeachment na ito.
Next question na lang po. Kasi right now po, so far po yung mga observations po ng ilan sa ating mga kababayan sa social media is kayo daw po or most of the congressmen who received or who voted for the impeachment ay naka-receive daw po ng maleta, ng pera, or naka-receive daw po ng 20 million or any amount for notwithstanding. These are the people that na sinasabi din yun po na some of them are trolls. Pero of course, hindi naman lahat sila, yun ang paniwala nila. Yun ang paniniwala nila. How can you combat yung ganitong paniniwala na hindi nyo sinisiraan yung kanilang political or political thinking na hindi kami nagkakatanggap ng ganitong pera, pero hindi kami nakatanggap ng ganitong pera. We did this because we believe in the case.
Una sa lahat, tingin ko hindi naman dapat i-dignify yung question kasi it's basically an accusation without basis. Di ba, Red? So, kung may maleta, nasan yung maleta? Kung mayroong 20 million, nasan yung 20 million? So, I don't think that that deserves an actual comment from the panel of prosecutors today.
And my last question na lang po. Ano po ang end all and be all po nito? I mean, people, sinasabi na nga ng iba, dapat talunin na lang si Vice President Sara Duterte sa election. I mean, yun nga. I mean, dapat talunin na lang siya sa election. Kasi, ang end all and be all nito is removal from office. She announced her role, or she announced that she will run in 2028 elections, in the 2028 elections. Marami ang nagsasabi na pag nawala si Vice President Sara, a more friendlier Vice President would be appointed. So ano po ang end all and be all nitong impeachment
And
trial
all
na to?
and be all of this impeachment process is accountability. We owe it to our people. We owe our being elected to our people. We have to show them that we follow the Constitution, that sila ang pinagsisilbihan natin at hindi tayo gumagawa ng pagtataksil sa bayan. So accountability po ang end all and be all nito.
One last follow-up. Pag ang constituent ninyo nagtanong na iboboto namin si VP Sara sa election, what are you going to do?
Parang si Boy Abunda.
This is what democratic country is all about. We're free to choose our leaders. But please understand, the 11 prosecutors, we are simply responding to a constitutional duty. As a matter of fact, with all due respect to our constituents, this is not a question of natutuwa ba sila o hindi. Gusto ba nila o hindi. This is a duty which we really have to face.
Thank you.
Matred, for today's last question, we will call on Isaiah Miraflores of Billionario. Isaiah?
Mirafuentes,
sorry.
Hi po, good afternoon.
Stand corrected.
Just want to ask a question regarding lang sa rin sa nangyayari sa Senate. Since some senators are saying na possible na i-dismiss nila ng mas maaga yung impeachment, binabantaan nila ng ganon. If ever ba mangyari yun, is there a parang legal remedies ba tayo na gagawin?
I am not aware of any senator who has commented already that they are intending to dismiss the articles of impeachment. As a matter of fact, they convened forthwith. So we are very much positive and we look forward that soon, upon receipt of all the responsive pleadings, we will be appearing before the impeachment court for the purpose of pre-trial and trial.
Alright, thank you, ma'am. Last question, if ever lang, merong masuspend sa mga senador o dahil nga sa nangyari this past few days, 16 votes pa rin ba yung kailangan for conviction?
That's correct. Regardless of the absent senators, regardless of whether there will be suspension of senators, the required number of vote is fixed. That is 2/3 of the 24 senators, which means 16, and that is fixed.
Thank you, Isaiah. Sir, sorry po just one last question na lang from, kung okay pa po, no? From Jonathan Andal of GMA7.
Hello po. Pwede po malaman yung thoughts niyo sa motion on the motion in the Senate na payagan yung remote or online voting on impeachment matters considering absent po si Senator Bato de la Rosa. Ano po ang posisyon niyo doon?
Is this for the legislative process or for the impeachment process?
I believe it's on the impeachment matters or yes ma'am.
Well, if it is for the impeachment process, my personal opinion is the senator judges should be personally present. This is paramount because this is a constitutional mandate. So I believe that they should be present to have a correct appreciation of all the evidence to be presented. And that is including the exercise of his or her right to vote.